How to ensure safety in chemical engineering processes. 1. Conduct risk assessments. Start by performing thorough risk assessments for all chemical processes. Identify potential hazards, such as chemical reactions, exposure to toxic substances, and equipment failures. Evaluate the risks associated with each hazard and determine the likelihood and severity of potential incidents. This assessment helps prioritize safety measures and develop effective control strategies. 2. Implement proper safety training. Provide comprehensive safety training for all personnel involved in chemical engineering processes. Ensure that employees are knowledgeable about the safe handling of chemicals, emergency procedures, and the proper use of personal protective equipment, PPE. Regularly update training programs to reflect new safety protocols and regulations. 3. Design safe processes and equipment. Incorporate safety principles into the design of chemical processes and equipment. Use inherently safe design practices, such as minimizing the use of hazardous chemicals, incorporating fail-safes, and designing for easy maintenance. Implement redundancy and safety interlocks to prevent accidental releases and ensure that equipment operates within safe limits. 4. Maintain proper ventilation. Ensure adequate ventilation in areas where chemicals are handled or processed. Use local exhaust systems, such as fume hoods, to capture and remove hazardous fumes, vapors, and dust. Proper ventilation helps prevent the buildup of harmful concentrations and reduces the risk of exposure to toxic substances. 5. Regularly inspect and maintain equipment. Conduct regular inspections and maintenance of equipment to ensure its safe operation. Implement a preventive maintenance program to identify and address potential issues before they lead to failures. Regularly calibrate and test safety devices, such as pressure relief valves and alarms, to ensure they function correctly. 6. Implement safety protocols and procedures. Develop and enforce safety protocols and procedures for all chemical processes. Establish standard operating procedures, SOPs, for handling, storing, and disposing of chemicals. Ensure that procedures include steps for emergency response, spill containment, and incident reporting. Regularly review and update protocols to reflect changes in processes or regulations. 7. Use personal protective equipment, PPE. Provide appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, for employees working with chemicals. PPE may include gloves, goggles, face shields, lab coats, and respiratory protection. Ensure that PPE is properly maintained, regularly inspected, and replaced as needed to provide effective protection against chemical hazards. 8. Implement emergency response plans. Develop and implement emergency response plans to address potential incidents, such as chemical spills, fires, or explosions. Ensure that employees are trained in emergency procedures and conduct regular drills to practice responses. Equip facilities with emergency equipment, such as spill kits, fire extinguishers, and first aid supplies. 9. Monitor and control chemical processes. Use process monitoring and control systems to continuously track and manage chemical processes. Implement sensors and alarms to detect deviations from normal operating conditions, such as temperature fluctuations or pressure changes. Automated control systems can help maintain safe operating conditions and prevent hazardous situations. 10. Comply with regulations and standards. Ensure compliance with relevant regulations and safety standards, such as OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, guidelines. Stay informed about changes in regulations and industry standards to ensure that safety practices remain up to date and effective. Regularly review and audit compliance to maintain safety and regulatory standards.